Alrighty, so I'm a little bit late to this, of course, but figured better late than never. I'd like to have the dev notes on the channel just in case I want to reference them again later, or for whatever reason. Maybe you missed them. Who knows? But yeah, I was waiting for the dev notes to come out for the global news and everything, because they normally post them in the news section, but I was informed the other day when we did a live stream, and I've just been busy, so I haven't had the time to go around and do it. But they have a new devs notes section over here, and then they have different languages and everything, so it really confused me, but either way, nonetheless. Greetings, Knights! It's PD Koo from 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. In this dev notes, we will provide an additional guide for the new demonic beast battle and news about content reorganizations. Now let's dive into the dev notes. To commemorate the 7 Deadly Sins' 4th anniversary, is progressing with the Holy War Festival. It has already been 4 years since since we introduced Grand Cross to Knights around the world. Quite a long time has passed, but many Knights are still playing alongside us. The new Knights and those who previously left consistently return. So Grand Cross still maintains an energetic atmosphere. Okay, that's one way to put it. We organized the global 4th Holy War Festival to express our gratitude to our global knights. In the second half of this festival, we will also be providing abundant rewards, so we encourage your participation. Okay, so quick side note. Pretty sure that 7DS Leaks has already posted in his Discord that it's not 100% confirmed or anything, but there have been some new Gelda animations and stuff added to the game, and even some emotions and stuff, like the ones that you use whenever you you can click on the character and do the little emotes or whatever with them. So it's very possible we may end up getting a Gelda soon, which is cool. And it's also kind of fitting, I guess, because I've had several people ask me over the past week or so when I think we'll get a Gelda unit, and I had assumed that they were probably just going to skip over it at this point, but it might be sooner than we think, actually, which is kind of cool. So I'm kind of hoping that that's the Part 2 banner, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Background and direction of content system organization. Reorganization. No. Organization. Reorganization. Yes. I can't read. Sorry, it's early in the morning for me. I actually slept late, so I'm all over the place today. Throughout the early years dev note, we announced a new hero growth factor, new content, and the direction for the first half of 2024, which will introduce a new storyline. It is important to consistently show new factors and content, but we must check and reorganize the existing content, which is becoming outdated, as well as address the inconvenient UI and systems. So, I have read through some of this stuff on the JP side. Obviously, the translations were pretty bad, which is why I typically wait for the global ones. But I'm actually kind of excited about this. We'll talk about it once I read it off, of course. In this dev note, we outline an approximate direction of reorganization. No, I skipped this part. For the above purpose, we have chosen various improvements for close internal discussions at the beginning of this year, and we will update each reorganization factor sequentially within the first half of the year. In this dev note, we outline an approximate direction for the reorganization. Currently, the reorganization, which will be carried out in stages around the 5th KR/JP anniversary, is being prepared in a variety of ranges from the UI to content hurdles and rewards. We are preparing a way to organize various interfaces, including the main screen of the tavern and event menu, to ensure that the game does not appear complicated for both experienced knights who have enjoyed 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross for a long time and new players who have just encountered the game. So they're basically planning on reworking the UI, which I think is good. I don't know what it is about me particularly, but I just love a good UI refresh. The one thing I like seeing is a new fresh menu, and I have no idea why my brain does that, but I really like it. So also the fact that they're planning on going back and maybe bringing old content up to the current standard is obviously much needed. The game is 4 years old / 5 years old for JPKR. So there are a lot of things that could use a much needed boost. Not just the visual factors, but also the part where knights experience complication and difficulty will be eased so that enjoyable core contents are more accessible. We are also considering revising various regular content rewards to enhance the overall experience, which is good. Reorganization for content and system are being prepared for updates around the upcoming 5th anniversary starting in April. So that's not very far away. We are in March right now, so April is literally next month. I'm not 100% sure when it is. I think it's towards the end of April, if I'm not mistaken. But, if you're skipping Chaos Arthur or anything, or like you did summon for Chaos Arthur, I'd probably recommend starting to save, because although Chaos Arthur's good, and I do really like the character and everything, the festival itself is pretty middle of the road. It's not really all that crazy. Whereas because it's going to be the 5th year anniversary for JPKR, which is where the game started, I imagine that's going to be a very big, momentous festival, and they're probably going to go all out for it with like a lot of new events, a lot of really cool stuff. So if you save some gems and stuff, and I imagine the character is probably going to be pretty good. Obviously, that's just speculation, but we'll see. But anyways, we are accelerating our development so that Knights can soon see the results. More details will be given through the upcoming dev note as soon as specific details are organized. Next section is New Demonic Beast Battle. In a previous dev note, we briefly mentioned the new 5th Demonic Beast Battle, Ratatoskr. We have also finished preparing it and it will be updated shortly. The Demonic Beast Battle is the highest difficulty target content in Grand Cross. Every time Demonic Beast Battle is released, it appears with a level of difficulty that matches its status. Along with the challenges and efforts of many knights, we have already reached the 5th Demonic Beast Battle. Again, we are currently producing it as a new challenge based on the current growth level of knights. So it's going to be really hard, considering that the level of power creep in the game right now is pretty high. Because obviously, people are it's starting to get to the point where people are slowly beating Nidhogg with a bunch of random new units that are coming out, which is it's impressive for one, considering how hard that content is. But he's very mechanic based, so as long as you have some sort of stance cancel, buff removal, I think is very needed. And your team can hit hard enough and survive big hits, then more than likely you'll be okay for the most part. But that boss is really hard, and previously you could really only beat it with a weird there was a weird Trader Melee Sins team that people used in the beginning, and then the Ragnarok team was really, really big, and then now it's basically just the Goddess team kind of taking it over. But now I'm seeing people use UR Meliodas a little bit. I've seen Marili beat it with the new Arthur, so it's slowly getting easier with the power creep that we've got. So the next one should be probably pretty insane if I had to guess. As we mentioned before, Ratatoskr is the mischievous and disruptive creature that lives in the whole of the Ragnarok's world tree. It will appear with a more developed gimmick and pattern than the previous Demonic Beast battles. So gimmicks and patterns are really cool. I really like them. But depending on how tedious and card dependent they are, can make the fights really annoying. So we'll see how that kind of works out for them. Especially this Demonic Beast Battle is designed to utilize underused skills, which that makes me think that it's going to be you need to use a charge card, or you need to use a cleave card. You know what I mean? Underused skills. That's what that sounds like to me. I'm not 100% sure on that, but the bird, for example, you need to use power strike cards in the very last phase of floor 1, or you just need to beat the crap out of them with really, really strong units. But the fact that power strike was utilized was actually really cool to me. It will be more important than ever to manage and utilize skill cards with a new system introducing an enemy changing places. Okay, I don't know what that entails. Is there going to be multiple enemies on the field, and he's going to rotate to different slots? That could be kind of cool. In this process, we are looking forward to a new combination of utilizing unused heroes and creative solutions. In line with the update of Ratatoskr, we would like to hold a first clear event in each region of Global, Japan, and Korea. So this is really cool, actually. It was kind of jumbled a little bit in the JP patch notes, or the dev notes, but this actually seems really interesting. We are also planning an event to reward all knights in the region if the first clear knight appears within a certain period after the update of the new Demonic Beast Battle. So I imagine they're probably going to run it for a week or 2 weeks after the update comes out. And then as long as someone on the server beats the boss on all 3 floors, I would imagine. They're basically just going to give like a big reward to the entire community, which is really, really cool. I like that, actually. It's I mean, some of the big whales and stuff can brute force a lot of stuff, and after some testing and we figure out what kind of stuff we need to use for the fight, I would only imagine, like, it's normally pretty quick that somebody ends up beating a new demonic beast, but it's normally really difficult and and not very smooth. It takes a long time. So like, as far as like time invested into the fight, not like time after the update comes out. We will announce more details and rewards through the update notice. We would also, or we look forward to your challenging and participating in the new Demonic Beast battle, which has appeared after a long time. Next up is user surveys. They do these every once in a while, and this is pretty good because they can actually hear feedback for the game. So definitely keep an eye out for this one whenever it finally comes out. Finally, we will guide you through a survey to be conducted in the first half of 2024. As we mentioned several times, Grand Cross was able to thrive along with our knights because of your interest in affection. This survey will be conducted to establish a new direction by organizing the various and consistent opinions of knights who enjoy Grand Cross. We will divide each knight's playtime and personal growth situation to consider different viewpoints. It will be used for improvement and to set the direction of updates. The survey is scheduled to be conducted in March, which is this month. I'm bad. After the gathering and organizing process, we are planning to announce the results along with a new direction of Grand Cross in late May, coinciding with the 5th Korea and Japan anniversary. We ask for a lot of interest in participating from knights in the survey to be conducted for Grand Cross. We delivered the approximate direction, various reorganization preparations through this dev note. The next dev note will be about new update news and more specific content reorganization details. We would like to thank you for your constant love and support, and we promise to listen to your voices for Grand Cross. Sending you the best regards from the dev team. So, kind of interesting. I definitely think the user survey could come in handy. It really just depends on how much they want to listen to the feedback that they get, I guess. But that could definitely help things out as far as the game is, going. The new Demonic Beast sounds very interesting. I'm sure he's going to be really hard. Nidhogg was incredibly hard whenever he first came out. It took me, I think Nidhogg was the first one where I was pretty unmotivated to really push for it. Like, I was doing floor 1 for a really long time, whereas I probably could have already been doing floor 2, and I just didn't have the confidence or drive to really push into it. And then eventually I finally started messing around with it. I really took my time with Nidhogg because it was just a really annoying fight in general. So depending on how this one goes, it might end up being kind of the same thing, but we'll have to wait and see. The reorganization of old content and everything, I think, is much needed. The UI update sounds really interesting to me. Hopefully it's cool. I am sure that my muscle memory from playing this game for 4 years is going to be all shot because I click on things without even, knowing what I'm doing anymore. And that could be a little bit of a hindrance, but as long as it looks really cool, I'll get used to it. I don't really care. But then again, the updating and reward reworking of some of the old school content, honestly, Fort Solgris in its entirety could use just a boost. There's a lot of different things that could kind of be reworked and kind of reorganized to make sure that it is a lot more up to par with current standards, considering that the game is so old, which, gacha games, it's pretty rare for a gacha game to reach a 5th anniversary. So, yeah, we'll see how much love and attention they kind of put into everything. But either way, that is pretty much it for me. I know this was late, but it is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the topics that they kind of went over in this one. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Goodbye.